Okay.
So I'm Kate O'Connell. I'm a licensed clinical mental health counselor, and a licensed clinical addiction specialist, and the clinical director at Gupta Psychiatry and Wellness.
And my name's Dr. Mona Gupta. I'm a psychiatrist, and I founded Gupta Psychiatry and Wellness in Raleigh, North Carolina. We work together, and we actually like each other too, so that's a plus.
So this is one of the perks of my job, is that during downtime, a psychiatrist can assess my ADHD.
So guess what we're going to do? We're going to test her. She's already taken a test. It's actually a psychological test that she takes on the computer. And she sat on the computer for about 45 minutes, did this series of questions. It's not really questions, it's like games almost.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
It's kind of fun, but it's stressful. Like, I think it's stressful because I get bored in the middle of it, right? But you finished it.
I did.
It did indicate you did meet criteria for ADHD, in that there's below average and average. It sounds like you probably hit some of the below average. I don't have that test with me right now, but typically if you came into my office, we would have you do that test. If you're having some kind of issues with your attention, you may not think you have ADHD, but this helps to confirm the diagnosis. Anyone can give me a bunch of symptoms, but this is confirming it, right?
Could we actually pause? Can I get my test?
Okay.
Sorry, listener.
Solomon's like, I'm going to take the test too. And I'm going to ask these questions. But that's ADHD. Yeah. Watch. Okay, just wait. You're like 6 to 8 hours straight. Oh, I know. You have ADHD. Do not even think you have nothing else, but you just show it to me and I'll go through it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a bunch of questions, okay? She's trying to pull up her ADHD testing, and I'm going to go over it. This is going to be informative for not just you guys, but informative for Kate and myself. I grew up in a house with a psychiatrist, and you would think that my mother would have said I had ADHD, because I clearly did. Like, if someone were to say, hey, Mona, we need a chair, could you go get one? I would go outside and I would get everything and talk to everyone except come back with a chair. And when I would come back, they would say, hey, where's the chair? And I would say, oh, yeah, I forgot that. So, and then later, I realized, and I was always I was like an A student if I tried, but I was like a B student easy, but I could have been a straight A student. Does that make sense? Like, I just kind of did everything just enough, or procrastinated.
Yeah,
right?
I was C or B student.
Yeah, like we could have been better students, but it was like almost like, like I would wait until the last minute, procrastinate, and not be organized.
And then I'd get into avoidance.
Because you're like, why would I do that? That just seems so stressful.
You're also scared.
Yeah, because you're like, I'm so late now.
Yeah.
Whatever. So did you get the testing?
No, because
okay. Well, we're just going to move on. So. And I'm a little focused today, but both of us, are you medicated? Because I'm not medicated.
I'm unmedicated today.
Okay. So that's the other thing with ADHD is we forget to take our medicines. But anyways, what I really like about having ADHD is I really do believe it helps us be more visionaries. So like if you're artistic, you'll find that people who are artists, people who are musicians, CEOs, they tend to have ADHD qualities, and it's because they're able to think three-dimensionally. So that's like, I do feel like
that's what I like about you, is that you're positive about it.
I think it's a superpower. And if anyone thinks it's not a superpower, they're wrong, because it is a superpower. Some of the brightest people have ADHD. Having ADHD doesn't make you dumb. Grades do not define us, and I try to remember that when I'm looking at my kids' grades. Because ADHD is also 75% inherited, right? So 75% chance. That's a huge chance. So if you have a parent with ADHD, you are a high chance of having a child with ADHD.
Found it.
So she found her testing, and
I got a 4 out of the
Oh, on the
6.
ASRS, she got a 4. But the spatial planning, it looks like
Or no, maybe a 5. I got a 5 out of 6.
she struggles with rotations, struggles with double trouble. I mean, everything was kind of low, average, or borderlines, or just, low. So, I mean, a lot of your cognitive assessment actually goes to show that you do probably have ADHD, and we'll probably have to like have this pulled up to be able to explain it to people. But it's really interesting because it goes through each of like different things: spatial planning, you know, verbal reasoning, digit spans, feature match, and we can kind of show people this if they have questions. We can even put an example on our website. But it's interesting. So basically, this is kind of giving me the ability to say your story matches up with your testing, right? Because otherwise people could give me any story, right? So this kind of gives me the added backing that you're not just trying to get Adderall. Does that make sense? Because people like to abuse it. So we're going to talk about, so I went to this lecture the other day, and it was with this amazing doctor who's well known in the ADHD world. He's been, at Harvard, and he's been in all these big universities, and he did research, and he's, talked about ADHD with the government and whatnot, and got a lot of accolades over the years. So anyways, he talked about 20 things to remember about a person with ADHD. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you questions. Actually, I'm not going to ask you questions. I'm just going to tell you this, and you can say yes or no. Okay. They have an active mind. ADHD brain doesn't stop. No on and off switch. There are no brakes that bring it to a halt. It's a burden, and one must learn to manage. Do you feel your mind is constantly active?
Yes. It's hard to shut off unless I'm exhausted.
I would say that, yes, for me too. They listen, but don't absorb what is being said.
Yeah.
That's like a 100% for me. Like, people will talk straight to me, and I may be somewhere else.
Right.
And I remember in high school being called an airhead because I would just blank out while someone was talking to me.
Yeah, I was called a blonde.
Okay, there you go. So both of us were called such nice things. Yeah. And blonde is fine. Like, that's okay, Airhead, not so much. But I think blonde kind of
delicious candy.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's such good candy. Okay. Number 3, they have difficulty staying on task.
Yes. Yeah. 100.
That's instead of keeping focus on what's in front of them. People with ADD stare at the colors and the paint on the wall. They're like walking through a labyrinth. They start moving in one direction, but keep changing directions to find the way out. They just cannot. Yeah. I give up. I would panic in a labyrinth. I can't.
Gosh. Yeah.
Like, I would panic. Okay. Number 4, they become anxious easily. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. I'm the most anxious person you'll ever meet.
Except for me.
Yeah, so we're both anxious.
I feel like I've been doing better with my anxiety.
Well, those YouTube videos have helped, right?
Yes.
You've calmed down a lot. I don't know what you're doing, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
Your anxiety is so much better. Really? My anxiety is through the freaking roof.
So it's reaffirming or affirming to know that you're noticing it too.
No, you're so much calmer. Even in this conversation, you're the calm one. I'm the anxious one. I'm like, oh, what do we do next? What do we do next? Like, I am the most anxious person. And I know my life is kind of tumultuous right now, but I worry about everything. I worry about worrying. Yeah. I worry that I'm going to be anxious.
Right.
You know
that
what I mean?
Worrying is bad for my health, and now I'm stuck in a worry
and
spiral.
I'm so sick of worrying that I don't want to worry. I want to run away, but there's nowhere to run away, Yeah. Okay, that's okay. Everyone knows my business. Okay, number 5. They can't concentrate when they're emotional. Ding, 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 ding. What that means is if something worrisome is going on, if they're upset, a person cannot think of anything else. They're just like stuck in that, So it makes concentration at work, conversations, social situations impossible. I would agree. Like, if I feel really stressed about something, I can't. I have to get past that first, right? Okay, number 6, they concentrate too intensely. Well, Solomon, who helps us make these podcasts, he just talked about being hyper-focused for 6 and 7 hours. That would be an example, right? So I think you do that too. When you're really into something, you can concentrate, right?
Yeah. I think probably because I'm more negative and I see you're more positive, I'm more negative. So I think that's actually a really great feature, the hyper-focus. I feel like I catch that hyper-focus wave not a lot.
It makes us feel good because we feel like we're accomplishing something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I'm like, oh my God, I accomplished so much today. But if anyone came and interrupted me, I wanted to rip their head off. You know, like my kids will come to me and I'm in the middle of a text and I can hyper focus on a text like nobody's business. And I'm like, what? You know? And I feel horrible, but that's the real thing. So I can hyper focus on things like work is my problem. Number 7, they have difficulty stopping a task when they are in the zone.
Yes. Well, I don't know when the zone's going to come back.
Right. So I'm like scared that you're going to lose the zone, right? Okay. They're unable to regulate their emotions. For ADD, their emotions are flying wild, out of proportion, cannot be contained. They need extra time to get their systems up and running properly. I think I have that. Well, other people would say that. I get really upset if things don't go a certain way. Do you?
I get mixed reviews.
You're pretty calm though, but I think you get anxious in those situations.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't
try
fly
not
off
to
the
show
handle.
it. Yeah.
They have verbal outbursts. I get verbally outbursty.
Yeah.
I do. I'm sorry, Kate, but I just get so stressed and then I get crazy. I know. Okay. Do you have that?
I don't know if
no,
I really have
I'm going to check no, but so far I've gotten 9 yeses and you've got 8 yeses. 8 yeses? Okay. They have social anxiety.
Yes.
I do. Isn't that funny that we have social anxiety?
Yeah.
Like everyone thinks I'm like Miss blah, blah, blah. I talk to everyone. But really, I hate going anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know that about me?
Sometimes. Yeah.
You know that about me? You can tell that I like avoid it like nobody's business, and then I go and I'll be then I'm the center of the party.
I know.
Isn't that weird?
You're so much fun.
No, I'm fun once I go there, but going there is like death.
But if you went all the time, maybe you wouldn't be as fun as you are.
Oh, is that what it is?
Maybe.
Okay. I don't know. I love doing things when I'm in it, but going to it is really hard. I don't know. So social anxiety, we both have that check. They are deeply intuitive.
I feel like that's true for both of us, actually.
Inspirational trait is what makes creative geniuses. Inventors, artists, musicians, writers thrive in this zone. And I would say that Solomon, who's behind the camera, is also intuitive. Absolutely. He is great at whatever he does.
Right.
You know? Yeah. They think out of the box. Yeah. Yes. We all think out of the box. I'm going to check it. Yes, for all of us. They're impatient and fidgety. Yes. Look how I'm sitting. You're sitting. Okay. They are. Oh, do you twirl your hair? Because I do. It says that too. Twirling your hair, bouncing your leg up and down.
Yeah.
Need constant motion. It's like Zen for them when they're moving. Like, we need to do this to like self-soothe, right?
Right. And it's the bilaterals.
Yeah.
Like they talk about in EMDR. That's
tell me about that.
Self-soothing is with the back and forth motion. Like, you know how with EMDR it's like this. The listener can't see this, but it's just moving your finger back and forth or listening to like a sound go back and forth, even time, even tempo can be self-soothing.
What is like EMDR for our listeners?
Eye movement,
rapid desensitization. And it's used for
trauma specifically.
And it really helps, right? Because it takes that physical away from the emotional.
It does.
It's pretty amazing, you know, because people who have had traumatic situations, they don't typically want to reopen that wound over and over again because they feel it, right? But this is a way to kind of take the feeling away from the talking, right, about it. Yeah,
I mean, it's interesting because you don't have to go through every single detail of the trauma. But let's talk about that later.
Another one. Okay. Sorry, that was ADD moment. Okay.
So you're seeing it in live action.
They are physically sensitive. Pencils feel heavy in their hand. Fibers in their...
Gosh,
that's you?
This is the reason why I can't do individual therapy anymore. Why? Because I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'll have some type of...
Remember you in your pajamas?
Yes.
Oh my God. Wow.
First of all, like with the physical, like in therapy, I'm okay. And like in assessments, it's fine. And like if I can get into, like if we're doing something specific in the therapy session, it's okay. But when I'm just listening sometimes something physical will start to bother me. Either it's like a tag in the back of my shirt. And then I'm trying not to like pick at it.
Then you over concentrate on that.
Yeah. And then it starts to feel really uncomfortable. And I almost have like a mini panic attack, like all over my body. It's this like sensory yuckiness is the only way I could describe it.
And you almost need to get out.
And the pajama thing, when we went to Asheville, so I didn't realize this was a perk, but I can't wear a pajama twice. And
everyone wears their pajamas twice.
Yeah,
because no one wants to do laundry like that.
Right. If I slept in it for more than 2 hours.
But you can wear the same jeans?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Well, there you go. Number 15, they are disorganized. Yes.
For me.
Yes. They have piles. Piles are their favorite method of organizing.
Oh my God.
I have so many piles.
I hate the piles.
I hate piles. I want to unpile and somehow I pile again.
Oh,
do you do that?
Yes.
Like I unpile to pile. Mm-hmm. Like I have piles and then I unpile them into another pile. But now I have 2 piles.
Pile on piles.
Yes. Okay, number 16, they need space to pace. When talking on the phone or having a conversation, people with ADD think better when they're in motion. Movement is calming and brings clarity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's a check. They avoid tasks. Mm-hmm. Making decisions or completing tasks on time is a struggle. Mm-hmm. Yes. And, and they overthink. They obsess and dwell in the depths of their own mind.
I never do that ever.
That's not
never once done it.
Okay, number 18, they can't remember simple tasks.
Yeah.
So like a simple task for me was today, it's been 2 days in a row, I was supposed to go see this office. I always forget what I'm supposed to do, like without a doubt. And then last minute, I'm in crisis trying to go to this office. Or therapy, I have therapy session. I will always be late for my therapy session. It is like without a doubt. And I know when it is, and I know, and even in the morning I'll say it, but I still forget. Yeah. Do you do that?
Yeah. I don't really forget much about like events, appointments. I think I'm good on that.
I'm late at appointments. I'm late at everything. I'm like, not because I want to be. Like sometimes I'm prepared and I can't do it.
Yeah.
They have many tasks going on at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah. Multitasking is one of their favorite activities. Yeah. And it also stresses you out, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Like yesterday, I had to sign a check and I knew I had to sign a check and then I forget I needed to sign a check. And then I needed to get my hair done and needed to get ready for Diwali because it was our new year. And for some reason, I got so overwhelmed. I just can't time manage, you know? Number 20, they're passionate about everything they do.
Yes.
Yes, we are passionate. So, and then it says basically a person with ADHD has trouble controlling their impulses. They have many awesome qualities that you'll enjoy once you understand how they think and feel. Compassion, empathy, and patience will carry you through most of your difficult times. It is important to take extra care of yourself. Take alone time regularly. Do what you enjoy. Find a support group. Find a compassionate, wise friend. That's me. Take frequent vacations. Take them with me. Meditate, find hobbies, and find your passion. Most of all, learn how to breathe. I think that's a huge thing, is that we need to learn how to breathe. I think that we're trying to fit so much stuff in such a little time that we forget to breathe. And I feel guilty relaxing. I don't know about you. Do you?
Yeah, I feel guilty chilling out. Yeah, for sure. Like, because there's something else that I should have been doing.
Like, what am I supposed to be doing? You have that problem too?
Yeah.
You do?
I do. Wow. I mean, with meditation and like like that deep breathing, for me, I feel like it's an assignment to me. It is part of my job. I'm not going to tell people to deep breathe and meditate and not do it myself. Yeah.
So when do you do it?
So I do it at morning, first thing I wake up.
So how long do you do it for?
5 minutes.
Can you show us what you do?
Yeah. I mean, I'm still laying in bed and I put the Calm app on.
Okay. And
just listen to them. And usually
does it help?
What I tell,
because I know we tell people, but do we feel like it helps?
So this is what I'll say about meditation. I notice when I don't do it, versus when I do it. So I'm not getting an instant gratification from doing the meditation.
It's the practice of it.
However, yes, when I don't do it, I notice things go haywire.
Do you do yoga?
Yeah.
How often do you do that?
Like once a blue moon.
I used to do it, and it was like the best thing ever.
Yeah,
but it was so
for me
stressful getting to the yoga class. Like I would be so stressed out about getting there, but once I got there, I was so happy. So I need to go back to it. You know?
Yeah. The appointments would help.
Yeah. And then so you meditate every morning, and you meditate in the evening too.
Yeah. Before I go to bed, I just do ocean.
When
wave
did this
breathing.
start?
I think actually around before the pandemic. Actually, kind of when I started working for you, because
I cause anxiety.
No, because I went from a very stressful work environment where I was just stressed.
Your work environment's where the lady got stabbed.
Yes.
So was that how kind of tumultuous it was?
Nobody ever got
stabbed
when I was there. I think the most that's ever happened was somebody got bit.
I mean, I got spit on many times, but I have gotten spit on. And it doesn't feel good to be spit on. But this lady got stabbed, and that is a real fear sometimes in our offices or in our world, right? But then you hear it happens, and it was the place you worked.
Yeah.
Did you know her?
Scary. No, I didn't.
It's wild,
so
though.
Sad, though.
It's very, very sad, and she lost her life.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So you were in that environment, then you came to my environment,
and I had more time to do training, and I started off with you. I started like not part time, in the beginning, and so I just started getting into more modalities of therapy. I think I was a better therapist 4 years ago. Is that possible? Maybe I was better than I am now. I don't know.
No, you're really good.
I just felt like very in tune with things, and I was trying to educate myself. Part of it was meditation and deep breathing.
Okay.
And I hate being a hypocrite, even though like I've done it before, everyone is. But I'm not going to like assign that to clients and then not do it myself. So that's why I feel guilty and it's a chore.
I actually agree with meditation being a really good treatment for ADHD. And meditation's been shown to help with like neuroplasticity too.
Oh yeah.
So it's actually like kind of like ketamine for the brain.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's like an easy way of helping yourself form those connections again and kind of help your brain rebound. It's just a matter of doing it. And like for an ADD mind, it's really hard to follow through.
Exactly.
Yeah. But so based on this, I got like 18 out of the 20, and I'm pretty sure you got 18 out of 20 too.
Yeah.
So that was like a good exercise on it. But you know, the good thing about ADHD is that it can be a superpower. And most inventors, artists, musicians, entrepreneurs, and writers had ADHD or ADD. And they succeeded because they had a loved one that supported them through their daily struggles. So it's just important to replace anger with compassion. And like for me, I have a child with ADHD and I can get really, really upset with him. But we have to go in with a different angle. I think we have to go in even with substance use or all these different things. We just need to go in with a different angle and kind of see where they're coming from.
Meet them where they are.
Meet them where you meet ourselves too. I think we have to give ourselves grace too and kind of understand ourselves a little better, right? Because that's where the anxiety comes from. We feel like we're not meeting expectations, I think.
Yeah, I do too.
Right? Part of it.
Yeah, it's that imposter syndrome.
Oh God, imposter syndrome, serious. Yeah. No, I think, and that could be a whole nother discussion. But I think today we just wanted to kind of go over the different symptoms or the different characteristics of an ADD mind.
Yeah,
and I think we went through it. It was kind of interesting.
That is.
Yeah. Well, if you guys can think of anything else you want us to talk about, let us know.
Bye.